What's up, guys? It's Rain City MMA. Your boy Bryson here with
Joey.
And today we're breaking down UFC 327, Jiří Procházka versus Carlos Ulberg for the light heavyweight title interim. Pereira moved up. We did lose the co-main with Van Tyra. That got moved to May 9th, the Strickland Hamzat card. Sorry we missed last week for you guys, but we're going to bounce back in a big way, and I feel real good about this card. We in Miami.
All right, guys, the first prelim we're breaking down is a lightweight matchup between Matias Gamrot and Esteban Ribovic. Gamrot coming in at a minus 180 favorite and Ribovic at a plus 145 dog. Guys, this is going to be a banger matchup. You know, clash of styles. Gamrot's really going to want to try to get it to the ground, and Ribovic's hands are next level, guys. You know, he likes to finish his combos with low kicks, which I love. Gamrot, on the other hand, you know, he has really good chain wrestling and really loves that single leg on the outside. I just think Ribovic here, you know, he throws some nasty low kicks, and I could see that being a big problem for Gamrot, especially with Ribovic. You know, he always goes hard in the first couple rounds, and he usually wins both of those. So I could see him easily winning 1 and 2 and coasting to a third round decision for me here. So I got Ribovic money line and Ribovic decision. But who you got, Bryson?
I'm also going Ribovic here at plus 145. He's going to be the first leg of our parlay. I know what a lot of people are going to think. Gamrot's fought guys like, you know, Arman Sarukian, Charles Oliveira, Dan Hooker, some really killers. But if you go look at his last couple fights with, like, really tall guys, I know they're going to be the same size, but Ribovic is a way bigger lightweight than Gamrot. And Gamrot struggles against those bigger guys like Jalen Turner, Dan Hooker. He went to split on both of them. I thought he actually beat Hooker, but, you know, he lost that one. And I think Ribovic has a good get-up game, rips to the body very well, has 54% significant strike defense. 4 out of his last 5 fights, he's landed 100-plus significant strikes as well. And he lands 8.09 significant strikes per minute on 43% significant strike accuracy. Gamrot does land 5.15 takedowns per 15 minutes, but on 37% takedown accuracy. He's a big chain wrestler. He does have some nasty ground and pound. But I like Ribovic here. I think he's going to be the harder puncher. And, like, don't be shocked if Gamrot gets knocked down or knocked out. Most likely knocked down, but I think Esteban can make it 1-1 going into the third, and he'll be the guy with the better cardio, throwing more volume. And we've seen lately the UFC judges aren't really liking the wrestling and stuff, you know, especially in a close fight. They're edging this to the striker and the damage, and I think Ribovic is going to get it done. So give me Ribovic as our first leg at plus 145. We got dog money for y'all this week. All right, guys, the last prelim we're going to break down. And by the way, you know, I noticed we haven't been mentioning this, but we're using BetMGM, by the way. I just wanted to keep you all updated with that. So the last prelim we're going to break down, and it is the last prelim of the night, is Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico, featherweight matchup. Pico's coming in at minus 325. Pitbull's plus 255. For me, guys, I'm going Aaron Pico. He's going to be our second leg as well. So we got Ribovic at plus 145, Pico at minus 325. You know, Pico was a Golden Glove boxer. He actually was, like, super close to going into the Olympics for boxing for USA. But I think he lost a split decision or something close. Comes out very aggressive, puts on a great pressure, throws nasty shots to the body. That left hook of his is deadly. I know we haven't got a huge sample size in terms of UFC stats yet. But, you know, he looked good against Murphy till he didn't, guys. I think he was going to handle Murphy if that would have went all 3. I think most people can agree. But, you know, he was getting takedowns early, too. I like how Pico mixes it up a lot, and he's not hesitant. Patricio Pitbull, you know, he's kind of staring at you too much, not throwing that much. He does have decent wrestling, you know, but that's against Dan Ige. He's not going to be trying to shoot on Pico here. And he always looks for the perfect counter too much, which I don't like about Pitbull. And Pitbull lands 2.68 significant strikes per minute on 43% significant strike accuracy. I know he's fought the better competition. I know he's been around longer in MMA. But at 38 years old, I got to go with the 29-year-old Pico, who's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage and 2-inch in height. So give me Pico here. Who you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, I like Pico in this spot a lot. You know, people counted him out after that Lerone Murphy fight, and honestly, look at how that aged. So, I mean, Pico's a top guy for sure. Pitbull, on the other hand, I've never been high on him. You know, he does throw out a clean jab. And, I mean, he has fought pretty good UFC comp, and he's been around for a long time. But I think that age at this weight class is just getting to him, 38 years old. You know, he's kind of just starting to fade, you know, sitting there and just popping out his jab, staring at you. I mean, he's waiting for the fight to come to him and look for that perfect counter, like Bryson said. Pico has, you know, a great gas tank on him and times his left super well. And also on the Pico side, you know, he has a ton of takedowns and a 50% significant strike defense, which I feel like is going to play into his favor even more here. And he also lands 3.88 significant strikes per minute on a 44% significant strike accuracy, guys. This guy picks his shots well, and he knows when to throw them. So I got Pico money line, and don't be surprised. I might have Pico KO in the later rounds. All right, guys. Next up, we got a featherweight matchup between Cub Swanson and Nate Landwehr. Swanson at a plus 105 dog, and Landwehr at a minus 125 favorite. Guys, this is Cub's retirement fight. He's been coaching a lot. You know, he's 42 years old. You know, he lacks good head movement at times, but he does land 4.79 significant strikes per minute on a 51% significant strike accuracy. But Nate Landwehr, guys, you know, he pops out a clean jab and has been KO'd in his last 2 fights, which is pretty crazy. In this one, honestly, don't bet on it. I don't feel confident in either pick, but I'm picking Cub Swanson. I like his story. I like how he's been coaching, and I think he comes in there, you know, with a good game plan and actually knows what he wants to do. Other than Nate Landwehr, you know, he kind of just goes in and makes the fight ugly. So I got Cub Swanson money line and maybe decision or KO, whatever you feel like. But just don't bet on this fight. Cub Swanson's my pick. Who you got, Bryson?
Yeah, I agree. Don't bet on this fight. I guess gun to head, if you had to make me make a pick here, I'll take Nate Landwehr at minus 125. But I think if you're going to play this fight, won't go the distance. I think one of these guys are getting finished. Landwehr's been KO/TKO in his last 2. You know, he has 52% significant strike defense. Likes to close the distance very well. And they both like making it ugly. So that's what I'm worried about. And knowing Cub Swanson, I mean, he's 42. Landwehr's a little younger. But Cub's going to want to... I don't think he'll look for a technical performance, especially, in my opinion, you should have retired after that Billy Q fight. I mean, it was literally perfect, good war. And he even said, I'm not sure if I'm going to retire or not, which at that point, I guess you are going to come back because you didn't get your moment. But win or lose, I think Cub's a legend. He's awesome. Like Joey said, he's coaching really well. Hasn't fought since 2024. But I guess that plays, you know, a little into his favor because Landwehr's out here getting damaged a lot, being KO'd twice. But if I was to play something, play won't go the distance. I think one guy's getting finished. I guess I'm picking Nate, but like Joey said, don't bet on this fight. Avoid it. We weren't even going to break it down because Van got out. Now we had to add it it got added to the main card as the opener. So we wanted to give you guys at least a little insight into this one. All right, guys, the next fight on the main card is a light heavyweight matchup between Dominic the Dominator Reyes and Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker's coming in at plus 115 and Reyes is coming in at minus 135. I'm going Reyes here. It's not a fight I'm confident in at all, guys. I once again, it's kind of like the Cub Swanson Nate Landwehr fight. I'd play won't go the distance, and I'd pick won't start round 3. You know, Walker's coming off the win against Xing Bingyang in China where, you know, he got a huge upset. Reyes was on a 3 KO streak looking great. KOing some top-level guys too, and then boom, hit Ulberg, who's fighting for the title. So you could put that in Reyes' favor as well, even though he got knocked out last fight. Reyes kind of likes to stay on the outside, you know, got some nasty power in his hands, waits for that counter shot, or he'll come in on you, you know, kind of in and out. Great takedown offense at 82%. I can't imagine Walker will shoot, but you never know with Walker. Walker's literally like the biggest goofball in the UFC. He'll throw crazy spinning attacks. He'll go for a flying knee. He'll take you down when you think you guys are in a striking fight. But one thing I like about the won't go the distance, Walker, 27 out of 31 fights haven't gone the distance. So, one thing though with Reyes going backwards, he tends to leave his chin up at times when he's going, and you never want to go straight backwards. You want to go at an angle. So either you're moving left or the right when you're kind of going backwards. But when you go straight, it leaves shots up the middle and the side, because once you move to a side, they're going to predict it. So I'm going Reyes here, but once again, play won't start round 3 and won't go the distance. Who you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, I think this is the fight of the goofballs here. Not trying to be like that, but Johnny Walker, I've seen him get knocked out countless times, and how he does it's crazy, man. Dominic Reyes, he did get chinned in his last fight, and he does leave his chin up at times, but he also does land 5.39 significant strikes per minute on a 54% significant strike accuracy, and he's got some real fast hands. He wants to put that pressure on you, has a fast pace. I can see Johnny Walker getting a little nervous and not know what to do here. Johnny Walker, he does struggle against people like that. He does throw powerful low kicks, but against Dominic Reyes, he's fought John Jones. He's not, any old guy to those. He realizes low kicks. So I got Reyes here. I think he just finishes him super easy. I wouldn't say round 1, but I would say not start round 3 and won't go the distance in this fight are my predictions. So I'm not really picking a side, but gunning ahead, I got Reyes. All right, guys, we got the featured fight of the night, a heavyweight matchup between Curtis Blades and Josh the Incredible Hokit. Curtis Blades at a -135 favorite, and Hokit at a +115 dog. Guys, it's going to be a fun fight. Curtis Blades, shows very solid defensive grappling and has fought very elite UFC comp. He also throws a very clean 1-2. But Hokit, on the other hand, just super quick on his feet, fast takedowns. He has great wrestling, guys. Lands 8.74 takedowns per 15 minutes on a 46% takedown accuracy, which is insane. People say he hasn't been the full 15 minutes, but it doesn't need to go there with how Hokit performs. So, he does have some freakish athleticism. He's been on the 49ers and a couple other teams. He was a fullback. He's trained like this all of his life. And on the Blade side, I don't know. I just think he's starting to fade a little bit. He has very slow head movement. And in his last fight, he just didn't look really good to me. I think Hokit is on a run here, and he's just tearing through people in the heavyweight division, and he's calling out a lot of people. I think this is a perfect step up for him that he's just going to totally compromise Blades in. I got Josh Hokit moneyline and Josh Hokit KO in this fight. I think he's going to demolish Blades. But who you got, Bryson?
I'm also going the dog here at +115. Blades, very solid defensive grappling. We saw that in that Almeida fight. Throws a very clean 1-2, but when he is pressing forward, he leaves so many openings to be countered, and we saw that in the Kunaev fight. Kunaev, who's this big Russian wrestler, was outboxing Blades so badly. I mean, it looked like they were worlds apart from the boxing. And Hokit, he got real fast hands, fast on his feet and reactions, like Joey was saying. He lands 6.07 significant strikes per minute on 66% significant strike accuracy. Has been to the third round once, which I get people are like that, but you see Hokit, he's working nonstop. Blades takes time off, and then he's reading up on the feet. And not to mention, he's coming back from an MCL injury that he said he tore it in the first round against Kunaev, and that's why he's been off a bunch. So I think a lot of stuff's in Hokit's favor. I don't know if he lives in Florida, but I'm sure the crowd will like him a lot, knowing, their politics and stuff. And Hokit's pretty pro-American, pretty cool. And he's a fast starter, very dangerous in the first. I'm picking Hokit money line, but I also think round 1, guys. Seriously, I think it's just like the Freeman fight. I think Hokit's going to put on a crazy pace and is like, if I'm going to get this guy out and he got the more experience, he's going to want me to get deep waters, but we're not letting it happen there. Not to mention 100% takedown defense. Yeah, you guys can say he hasn't fought great wrestlers. It's crazy. The Freeman fight, everyone's saying he's going to take him down, and then none of that happened. Hokit was a college wrestler. Like Joey said, he played for the Niners. His athleticism is just on a next level in the heavyweight division. He honestly reminds me of a better Gable Stevenson. I know y'all, be glazing Stevenson and think this guy's coming in being champ. Well, that might be Hokit, a guy with some more experience and a guy who got some real good hands as well. I know Blaze has the 80-inch reach advantage to 73 on Hokit, but Hokit's literally amazing at closing the distance. So this should be a fun fight, and I'm going Hokit here, staying undefeated. All right, guys, the co-main event, we got another light heavyweight matchup, so there's going to be 3 on the main card, which that might be my favorite division here in terms of violence. We got Osmat Mirzakhanov versus Paulo Costa. Mirzakhanov's coming in at -200, and Costa's coming in at +165. Paulo Costa's debut at 205. Give me Osmat Mirzakhanov. He's our last leg at -200. First leg, we got Ribovich at +145. Second leg, we got Pico at -325. And the last leg, to bring it home, we got Osmat Mirzakhanov getting elevated to the co-main event. Was supposed to be the opening card for the main card. But Mirzakhanov at -200, guys. Lock that in. Mirzakhanov does a good job at cutting the cage off. He's a southpaw. He does really good at just getting at your angle and cutting you off. Very light on his feet. Good movement for a big guy. Lands 4.70 significant strikes per minute on 57% significant strike accuracy. This ain't like a Hokit situation where they've had 2 fights in MMA. Freaking Mirzakhanov 16-0. I believe 6 fights by knockout, 1 decision to Dustin Jacoby. I'm telling you, Mirzakhanov might be the most disrespected guy in any division right now besides Movsar Evlev, which he's finally getting his due diligence. And the only downside I'd say for Mirzakhanov, he struggles to check low kicks at times. I will say, Paulo Costa throws some powerful low kicks, but I don't know, man. Paulo Costa backs up a lot, and that's not going to be in his favor right here. He has fought elite UFC competition, but that was at 185. This is 205. This is the big boys now. Really good takedown defense at 80%. I'm sure he doesn't got to worry about that. Mirzakhanov tends to not really be a wrestler. And Paulo Costa struggles when he's under pressure, guys. That Strickland fight should have showed you everything. Roman Kopylov, he's a little too tentative. He made Chris Curtis be a close fight. Look what Uribe just did to him. I know it's totally 2 different styles, but Kopylov did lose the I think it was first or second round. He was going to still win a decision if Mark Smith didn't call the KO. But I'm telling you, Paulo, that was kind of a perfect made matchup for him. This one, not so much. And I just think Mirzakhanov's going to look for the knockout, and he might even get it, guys. The only person to ever finish Paulo was Israel Adesanya, so I think Mirzakhanov could get him round 1, round 2, seriously. And if it goes round 3, I know people will think, oh, well, Paulo has the better gas tank. Does he? I don't know if he does, and even if he does, Mirzakhanov's already going to be up 2 rounds coasting, and he doesn't coast. He'll still come forward and land an overhand right or come at you. So give me Mirzakhanov here, and who you got, Joey?
Yeah, I also got Mirzakhanov here. Paulo Costa, even in his fight against Sean Strickland, I know we're talking about a guy who's fighting for the belt here, but that's, like Bryson said, at 185. At 205, I don't know. It's going to be easy for him to weight cut, but, for Paulo Costa, he only has a 49% significant strike defense against a guy like Mirzakhanov is not good. And he doesn't really have the best gas tank, guys. Mirzakhanov, he has sharp boxing and a mean left hook, guys. And he also has 60% significant strike defense and has the touch of death in his hands. Like Bryson said, 6 knockouts. And then Dustin Jacoby. Dustin Jacoby's been on a tear recently. So Mirzakhanov, he's shown levels to his game. And if Paulo Costa wants to go there with the takedowns, Mirzakhanov has a great takedown defense at 87%. He lands 4.70 significant strikes per minute on a 57% significant strike accuracy, which is insane, guys, especially at the 205 light heavyweight division. I just see Mirzakhanov winning here in any way. I could see him KOing him I don't think he'll sub him, but I think it's not going to go the distance. My locks on this fight are Mirzakhanov money line and not go the distance. So lock that in. All right, guys, the main event of the evening, a lightweight interim championship bout because Alex vacated. Jiří Procházka versus Carlos Ulberg. Procházka at a minus 120 favorite and Ulberg at a even money plus 100 dog. Guys, Procházka, he does struggle checking his low kicks, but he strives in the chaos. He loves that. We saw that in the Khalil fight. He was struggling the first couple rounds and came out with the chaos, and he said, I'm going for it. And ended up getting the win there. He's gone the distance one time, which is, pretty crazy. Ulberg, on the other hand, very, very fast left hook. Crazy hands also. He's adding stuff to his game. He's very stiff with his jabs. He likes to mix it up a little bit, too. He's shown some great ground game, too, in his last couple of fights, significant strike defense, 51%. And, I don't know. This is a close fight. I don't want to pick a side, but if I had to pick, love Jiří. But I just think Ulberg, he's a bigger favorite, guys. Like, obviously he's not the favorite, but, once he hurts people, they don't get up. They don't stand. In the Procházka fight, second round, he hurt Khalil. Khalil stood back up and then lasted till the third round. Then boom, out of nowhere, got the knockout. But, I think Ulberg just has the power, has the hands. I think he's going to win. I got Carlos Ulberg moneyline and KO. Who you got, Bryson?
So this one's a tricky one, guys. It's a good fight. So Jiří last time out had to fight Khalil Roundtree, was down 2 rounds. Then, I agree with Joey. Jiří strives in the chaos, no doubt. If he can make this thing look so fucking ugly, lets Ulberg back up to the cage where he's, literally missing a step and falling over. Yeah, I'll take Jiří all day. But Jiří lets people in the beginning tend to fight a technical fight. It happened against Pereira. It happened against Roundtree. And it's kind of one of those fights where everyone's like, you're going to fuck around and find out. That's when it happens with Jiří, when he starts putting it on you. Ulberg, on the other hand, super technical striker, which Jiří tends to struggle with, guys. I'm telling you. Anyone technical, even Glover Teixeira. I know he was wrestling and grappling him, but when they were on the feet, too, Glover was piecing him up on the feet. That went all the way to the 5th round, and Jiří got the sub, which was impressive. But Ulberg's adding more stuff to his game each time out. Times his counter shots very well. The thing I like about Ulberg, which most fighters don't do, even though he's orthodox and his left hand's the lead hand, he uses the lead hand more than the right. He doesn't even come in with the right. One thing he could do more for sure, and I hope his camp taught him this, is those body shots were working so well for Ulberg, and he stopped. Ulberg puts together nasty boxing combos, tremendously fast hands. He lands 6.54 significant strikes per minute on 55% significant strike accuracy. They actually have the same significant strike accuracy, but Ulberg's adding at a better clip. I'll give Jiří this. He's fought way better comp. Jamal Hill, former champ. Khalil right on the edge there with Pereira. I know everyone's argument here is going to be Jiří's only loss to Pereira in the light heavyweight division and in the UFC. But give me Ulberg here. I think Ulberg's going to be faster. He's actually the older guy. I bet you if I swear, if I didn't tell you that right now, if I just hid the ages, you all would probably say Jiří's older. But it's actually Ulberg, and I think Ulberg gets the job done here, guys. So we're going Ulberg moneyline. And I also think he knocks him out. This fight's not going the distance. It might start round 3, but it ending at round 4 or round 3. It's not going to the 5th for sure. So give me Ulberg, give me won't go the distance, and give me the KO.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Rain City MMA. We appreciate all your support, the likes, subscribes, comments. Any interaction with our video really helps us out. We appreciate you so much. And we got a 3-leg parlay cooked up for UFC 327 in Miami. First leg, Esteban Ribovic at plus 145. Next, Aaron Pico at minus 325. And lastly, Mirzakhanov at -200. Guys, lock these in, and we'll see you at the cash counter. Let's go.